Imagine a man who did everything right. He earned a PhD, secured a prestigious corporate job, and pulled in a massive salary. Yet when he died, he left behind a mountain of debt. Now picture another man. He dropped out of school in the 8th grade. Instead of drowning in debt, he built an empire that made him one of the wealthiest men in Hawaii, leaving millions to his family and charities. These two men were the real-life figures shaping the worldview of Robert Kiyosaki. He called them his poor dad and his rich dad, and the financial philosophy he learned from them eventually helped lift millions out of poverty. The gap between their outcomes had nothing to do with inheritance, luck, or even formal education. It came down to a diametrically opposed psychological view of what money actually is and how it should behave. For most people, the trap springs the moment their paycheck hits their bank account. It kicks off a mechanical loop known as the rat race. A poor or middle-class earner takes that newly deposited cash and immediately converts it into expensive clothes, phones, and cars. To afford it all, they lock themselves into EMIs, fixed monthly payments used to clear loans over several years. If they miss even a month of work, they are consumed by a specific fear. They worry the bank will repossess the car, or they will lose their social standing in the community. This anxiety keeps them tethered to their desks, forced to wake up every day and exhaust themselves to keep the debt machinery from collapsing. Working purely to earn a paycheck creates a closed loop with a massive leak. Any bump in your salary simply leads to larger loans and nicer cars, ensuring you can never actually afford to stop working. Escaping that loop requires redefining two basic words that society consistently mistakes: assets and liabilities. An asset is incredibly simple. It is a mechanism that puts money into your pocket, whether you wake up to work or not. The liability is the exact opposite. It is a mechanism that actively and continually depletes the money in your pocket. The core reason people suffer financially is that they spend their lives accumulating massive mortgages and car payments while convincing themselves they are buying assets. Let's run a 15-year simulation to see how this math plays out in the real world. Two workers, Suresh and Ramesh, both save up an initial investment of 10 lakh rupees. Suresh decides to buy a luxury car. He gets the immediate status symbol, but it's a liability disguised as wealth. The second he drives it off the lot, it loses a massive percentage of its value. Ramesh takes his 10 lakh and buys a plot of raw land. He gets no immediate status, but he secures a true asset that requires zero daily labor from him to hold its intrinsic value. This chart tracks their two choices over time. Within 5 years, Suresh's car plummets to half its original price. Meanwhile, Ramesh's land steadily doubles. He sells it to snap up a distressed property at a huge discount. By repeating this process over 15 years, Ramesh's real estate portfolio hits an exponential curve, reaching a massive net worth. Only then does he use the overflow cash to buy his own luxury items. Ramesh's choice demonstrates a specific behavior. The wealthy delay luxuries until they have engineered an asset machine that pays for those purchases automatically. To scale this kind of wealth, you have to master the art of inventing money. You do this by actively identifying market inefficiencies and distressed sellers that ordinary consumers just walk right past. During a severe economic recession, Kiyosaki used this exact method. He started by buying small, heavily discounted houses and flipping them as the market recovered. He continually rolled those profits forward until he acquired a massive 30-unit apartment building in Phoenix, Arizona, creating a system that generated pure passive cash flow every single month. Scaling an operation like that requires a shift from working for money to working to learn. Think about the McDonald's paradox. Almost anyone can cook a better hamburger than McDonald's, so why are the talented chefs struggling while McDonald's makes billions? McDonald's doesn't specialize in making the best meat. They specialize in the business system of delivering an average burger with maximum efficiency. True financial independence requires shifting your energy away from honing a single, isolated technical skill, and instead learning exactly how vast, automated business systems operate. Once you build a wealth-generating machine, you have to protect it. The wealthy use the history of taxation and the power of corporate structures as their ultimate legal shield against losing their capital. Looking at this flowchart, the difference is stark. The working class earns money, pays taxes immediately, and survives on what's left. The wealthy earn money through corporations, spend it on business expenses, and only pay taxes on the remainder. Beyond legal defenses, the wealthy rely on a mental lexicon that alters how they process opportunity. The two fathers program their brains using nothing but everyday language. The poor mindset relies on the dead-end phrase, "I can't afford it." The rich mindset outright rejects that phrase, replacing it with the interrogative, "How can I afford it?" Stating "I can't" stalls your brain's processing power. Asking "How can I" forces your mind to boot up, analyze the variables, and engineer a concrete solution. These 6 rules aim further than hoarding cash in a traditional savings account. The objective is to finally leave the rat race by shifting your lifelong focus away from expanding your employer's balance sheet and dedicating that energy to your own. Keep your day job to survive the present, but immediately start funneling every bit of excess capital you have into a self-sustaining asset column. You achieve true wealth the moment you stop exhausting your life working for money and finally build a system where your money works endlessly for you.